I'm a
Figures the happiest songs right before the news. It is December 6th, 2023. 126223. Math geeks rejoice. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. No, times 1. Forget it. This is legit paranormal news. I am King Mike L.
I'm Dreamy David Barr.
I'm Cyn Shrader Hill Author.
Mandy the Machine.
And Dave, now for our top story.
Mike, we're going with a mysterious...
I want to just say one thing, though, about the hat, Dave, if you don't mind the interruption.
All right.
This is a Ghost Sisters hat. I had to actually barter for it back, but I successfully achieved it back. I wormhole, rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. So many different things. One was the Fresnel lens, and how you can, if you bend it and the way you cut it in the wood, it's like taking the top off a crystal ball and forming the mirror around that. That's what creates that invisibility thing that we keep seeing. That where they hold it in front of them and they drop invisible. It's the way the light is redirected. It's almost as close to a lighthouse. Anyways, people have got invisible shields. There's all this shit out there that I was like, if these guys like that live in the woods are building invisibility shields, what must the government have? Like they had to perfect that. And then the other thing was it led me to the Philadelphia experiment, which was what, 1943? And isn't everything right around this, like around the war and the bomb and everything? Doesn't everything seem, anyways? Dave, I had 5 questions for you.
Okay.
First off, 1, have you ever lost something but knew it was in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever forgot why you went in a room?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever gone in a room, got something different, and came out and just didn't realize you didn't get what you were supposed to get?
Probably.
Okay. Have you ever gone in a room and just laid down?
Like on the floor or on furniture?
No, say you go to the bedroom and you're like, I'll just lay down.
Yeah, I've done that.
All right. Dave?
Yeah.
You're old.
I am old.
I just want to go on the checklist with you. I'm there with you, but I gotta agree. You're old. Like, that's an old guy. Old guys, we do all those things. You lost something in the room with you. You forgot why you went in a room. You went in there, you got something completely different, came out, and then sometimes you just lay down.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna pass that question to you, ladies. Let me just go really quick. These are laws within the world. So I don't know if you know this. E-cigarettes are banned in Thailand. There's no codeine allowed in Japan. You can't chew gum in Singapore. You can't spit in Barcelona. Don't feed the pigeons in Venice. Don't feed the pigeons in San Francisco either. I don't know why they would put that. That's not its own country. You can't wear camouflage clothing in the Barbados. What? I mean, you should always wear Speedos in France.
No.
If you're found not wearing Speedos and they actually wrote banana hammocks, budgie smugglers, or even Borat thongs, I'm not lying. That's what they wrote. You won't be allowed in for a dip. Don't wear high heels in Greece. You can't. No Buddha tattoos or selfies allowed in Sri Lanka. What? Oh, selfies with the Buddha? Never mind. Can't swear in the United Arab oh Christ, the word I don't know. Emirates?
Emirates,
Emirat?
yeah, that's
Emirates.
it. Emirates.
Woo. Keep your headlights on in Scandinavia at all times during the day. You have to keep them on. No walking out on the Autobahn in Germany. That's stupid. You can't bring animals into Australia. And finally, my favorite: don't flush the toilet after 10 p.m. in Switzerland. Imagine that law right there.
No.
That's the worst law out of the group. Not to get gross on you guys again, but I mean, I should be. Yeah, I couldn't get to the phone or I couldn't get to the computer. JK, it was literally one of those positions where it was a leprosy moment.
He went into a room and laid down.
It's probably, or I forgot what I went in there for, or something happened. No, I've been. You ever notice when you start spinning plates, people add more plates?
Yep, every time.
Right? It's almost like and this last thing I'll say, Dave, the anger that I get where if I'm doing dishes for some reason and I'm almost done, and then like one of the kids or someone comes from behind and adds a dish, I want to like smash it on their heads behind. I can't do that, but the thought happens because it's like it's not like, oh yeah, I'll just do the extra last dish. It's just like I mentally planned for X amount of dishes, and at the last moment you had to put Y into the mix, and I'm mad at you for it. Is that reasonable to say?
Yeah.
To anybody? Is it reasonable for any of you guys? You probably all
Yes.
don't know. Okay. Dave, it's now over to you.
All right. We're going with the mysterious sickness that put 500,000 to 1 million people to sleep. So a lot of people are familiar with the series Sandman, whether it's through graphic novels or Netflix or whatever. Sandman by Neil Gaiman. And in that series, the world gets hit with this thing called the sleepy sickness. And it's a mysterious plague that leaves sufferers in this fairy tale-like slumber for decades at a time. But this sleepy sickness is actually based on a very real pandemic that happened during the early 20th century. And it's one that scientists still haven't figured out and they don't fully understand.
Can I get one question and ask a quiz? Quick.
Yeah.
Quiz. Did I say quiz? Quick.
A quick question.
What do you mean by fairy tale slumber?
So, like, Rip Van Winkle slept for however many years, or Sleeping Beauty was in this sleep until someone came along.
I know, but I'm not going to lie when I say that fairy tale slumber doesn't sound that bad.
It depends.
Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that in this masquerade we call life that none of us ever think, oh, a fairy tale? Like if I could sleep like a fairy tale? Like fairy tale dreams? Do you mean
like
that
you
kind
walk
of stuff?
into a room, lay down, and then it's 15, 20 years later?
Oh, I thought I was going to see like cartoon animals and have the bird laying on my arm. Because that's, to me, a fairy tale, like, that's slumber. Sorry, Dave.
No, it's all good. So this disease, in the extreme cases, it caused victims to fall into a coma-like state. And this spread through the world for more than a decade, starting in late 1916. And it affected 500,000 to 1 million people during that decade. Estimating the actual number of people impacted was a challenge, though, because there was difficulty diagnosing this condition, and there's a lack of statistical records in many countries from that time period.
Question.
Yeah.
1916, you said this. How did that happen?
Yes.
Okay. So would you ever notice how older? All right, Sad Sack. Does anyone know who Sad Sack is? It's an old army cartoon. It's like one of the earliest. Like, so when you go way back to the beginning of like early cartoons, there's always a theme of the sleeping person. There's always that character of the sleeping person. That's always an issue, is the sleeping part of stuff. Like I don't know if it had to do with laziness. I don't know what's going on in the 10s, or it has to do with what you're speaking of. Because like there was a big stigma against like sleepy people. Like I can name the cartoons if I go. There's always one sleepy one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I just
So-
threw that. So that's it was a curve. It broke. Sorry.
It's all good. So yeah, maybe this did influence those cartoons and stuff from that time period. The reports from this time period vary, but it seems that historically this illness was more prevalent among males. Most cases were at the younger age of the spectrum, like around
Teenage.
30 to 40 years old. That was the population that was hit most.
Wow.
There's little confirmed data around race and ethnicity, so we can't really say it targeted any kind of race or people of an ethnic background. Now, the scientific name for this disease is encephalitis lethargica.
I'm worried about the first word. The second word doesn't make me feel that bad because it reminds me of being lethargic. But I
Right.
don't know what the first word. Can you say the whole thing again, Dave?
Encephalitis lethargica.
There it is. And there it is. That's the word. That's the word that bothers me. It's the first one.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
The scariest thing about encephalitis lethargica is we still don't know exactly what it is. This pandemic actually piggybacked the influenza pandemic that happened back then, and they're not sure if the two are related. This new syndrome was first reported by Konstantin von Economo. He was a neurologist in Vienna, and he was the one who named it encephalitis lethargica after its most dramatic symptom, which is lethargy or sleepiness. So patients that were in the acute phase of this disease sometimes slept all day long. Mike, I'm with you. Sometimes that's not so bad.
Not all day, though.
Others reported that they would fall asleep as soon as they sat down in a chair. Other acute symptoms included delirium, headache, paralysis, or abnormal movement of the eye muscles. Many patients recovered from this phase, but something cruel would happen to them later on. Whether it was months or years later, a lot of these victims developed severe Parkinson's-like symptoms. So they got hit with a lethargy, and then a little bit down the road, they had something that was either Parkinson's or similar to it.
This all sounds familiar.
How so?
Allegedly. What do you got, Dave?
So the disease also presented a wide and sometimes confusing range of symptoms, often with unusual and bizarre behavior. So there are indications that the majority of cases ended up being referred to psychiatrists before they were admitted to a hospital if the symptoms progressed. It was also often mistaken for epilepsy, hysteria, intoxication, or a reaction to drugs.
All right, wait a minute now. The symptoms are you're high on drugs, euphoria, you're losing your mind, you're freaking out, or you're sleeping.
Yeah,
That's too far of the gamut. That's too
I don't know.
sleeping to me. Run around the house like with just a shirt on, making the neighbors call the cops. Wait. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of going like here's the symptoms, bang, bang, and bang. That's like.
But it's also because this disease was impacting the neurological system, and it actually had a huge impact on medicine and neuroscience, and it led to a pretty intense study of Parkinson's disease because for whatever reason this thing seemed to trigger that disease in a lot of people.
That stinks. Cyn, what are your thoughts on diagnosing this disease? Like how difficult do you think it was telling which guy was being lazy as opposed to which men were being sick?
It's all over the place. How could they?
Mandy, your thoughts on this plague? Because this does not seem like a fun thing that have happened that I didn't even know about, which is weird.
I think it's awful. I would not have wanted to have caught something like that back then.
In a weird way, I was hoping you were going to root for the plague. I don't know why. Did anybody else think that? Am I the only one? If I'm the only one, then I'll say it. But I swear to you that I thought that I was kicking you last. You might go, the plague had its good points. It's
I was
not-
hoping she'd say, I know somebody that had that. I was waiting.
No, but I wanted more of the political, like, well, plagues are plagues and they happen, and people, if they're sick, it's unfortunate. And then it's like, what? But okay, like I get it, but what? How'd you do that? You know what I mean? So, Dave, really quick, because you're on this and it's weird. My son made me watch this footage. It was of someone that went to a doctor in, I believe it was like, I don't know, saw a doctor, and the doctor told him he had, sorry, lady, Mongolian herpes. It's a type of herpes where there's blue and like different spots, colored, right? So he freaks, and they tell him this is the truth. They told him he had to have it. Ooh. And he's like, no way, like whatever. He goes and he forgets a second opinion. And this isn't a joke. I wish it was.
It's got to be.
It's not. I swear to you, it's not. Look it up. The second doctor is actually like a Chinese doctor from China, and he's like, the American doctors are just wasting your money. There's no need to have that operation. And the guy was like all excited, and the doctor was literally like, it's gonna fall off in 2 weeks.
Oh,
That's not a joke. Look it up. That's not a punchline. That's actually something I read. Imagine being told, no offense, ladies. Hold on one second. Dave, just me and you. Imagine being told that at the doctor's office. Like, I've been told so much at the doctor's office that left me shaking when I left. That right there, my friend, might be. Do you even leave the doctor's office, Dave? You just lay down on the thing and be like, just.
I think you lay down and take a nap and hope for a really long time.
Yeah, I would quit. Sorry about that, but that is a true story. No offense, Cyn. No offense, Mandy. And Dave, no offense to you with the nightmares you'll have tonight about somehow being in Mongolia. You know what I mean? So what else you got, Dave, on that?
I reject that suggestion. But back to this thing. They still don't know much about this illness. They don't have any particularly effective treatments or cures.
Wait, it's still going on?
It does. People do get it from time to time sporadically.
Oh no!
But it hasn't hit a pandemic level.
It's almost like it's a metal that is over there that is they're around too much.
What if I told you in like 5 to 10 years we're gonna find out allegedly that there's been like 4 or 5 things in place to slowly kill us off to a smaller species? Like, what if I told you allegedly that world population is the number one issue allegedly of anybody allegedly that's allegedly on top allegedly? You've never heard that? Like, that's all I've heard as a little kid, and everything allegedly seems to fall allegedly into place allegedly with that concept. The entire world of people. And the funniest thing I ever heard was Bill Burr. His theory was to just randomly sink cruise ships.
Wow.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, because he's like, you'd get a different amount of people, all different types of people go on cruises, and you know what? You could just keep building them and spinning them around. Bill Burr is a comedian, by the way, so I'm being serious. But to randomly sink cruise ships would be pretty darn funny if you're going to pick a way to pick people that you have to get rid of. But
he's from New England.
Well, I don't like about this disease he's talking about. Not only you get this horrible disease, but after you're done having it, or actually it's during one of the side effects. Didn't you say as soon as they sit down they fall asleep?
That did happen to some of the people, yes.
So therefore you can't drive, because as soon as you get in your car to drive, you're falling asleep.
I hate driving, so I'm okay with that one.
All right, but see, so in a story like this, they're not going to mention what treatment was given.
Actually, they do.
What medication was prescribed?
Yeah. In 1960s, there was a neurologist and writer by the name of Oliver Sacks. He treated several of the survivors who were living in a nursing home in the Bronx. He noticed that they were thought to be totally unresponsive. Most of them would show some kind of reaction to random bits of stimuli, like they would reflexively catch things tossed at them, or they would react to music or touch. So it's almost like they were in a coma, but they could react to certain things.
Is this like the movie with De Niro and Mork from Mork?
I believe that the De Niro movie was influenced by this.
Yeah, that's what I mean with Robin Williams. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So he tried treating them with L-Dopa, which is an amino acid it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it raises the dopamine levels in the brain. And he did get some good results with this. Some patients would regain consciousness, and they'd be able to interact with the world.
Was he just getting them really high?
Dopamine's kind of like the pleasure chemical in the brain.
Right? So it's like almost like everybody's taking JK just said LSD. I was thinking more along the lines of ecstasy.
So Oliver Sacks wrote a book.
Not that I know. I don't know. I'm just saying it might.
He wrote a book, and there was the film of the same name. It was called Awakenings.
Yes, that's it. That's the movie with Mark from Robin Williams.
Okay. And encephalitis lethargica, it's typically seen during some kind of epidemic, but like we were saying, sporadic cases do still occur. One of the most famous victims of this disease may have been Adolf Hitler.
Oh,
interestingly
really?
enough.
So, I gotta be honest. The more I learn about that guy, the more I don't like him. So.
Oh yeah, he's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Giant piece of crap.
Real jerk.
Let's see. So the disease starts out with the sore throat, nausea, headache, joint pain, fever, and then you have like flu-like symptoms. And then from there, it progresses to abnormal eye movements, which can give some people double vision, or they lose coordination in their eyes. Their eyelids would droop. Then they would lead to an inability to open the eyes and an irresistible need to sleep day and night. Now, this lasts for weeks. In some cases, it lasted a year or more. There was a woman named Eleanor Carney who lived in New York who fell into one of these Sleeping Beauty-like comas in February of 1923.
Now, this sounds like a joke.
She did come out of it later, and she described her experience. She said, after 2 months of the illness, I was in little pain. I was very comfortable, provided they didn't prod me or stand me on my head, turn me over in bed, or pour cold water on her face to try to wake her up. She said it was heavenly just to be allowed to sleep, but people around her were determined to prevent her from being comfortable and trying to wake her up all the time. And then eventually, it was a physical impossibility for her to wake up. And she said it was just as difficult to come to consciousness. And it was hard. She came back little by little.
Addicted to sleeping.
Did she know that they were trying to wake her up? Was
Yes.
she aware of that? She was.
Yes. So, like some of these other people, it seemed like they're in a coma-like state, but they would still react to some of the stimuli in the environment.
She was addicted to sleeping. No, I'm being serious. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the draw and allure of sleeping, which you guys already shot down my fairy tale slumber, but yet it can be heavenly. So, it might be fun, and she doesn't want to come out of it. That almost sounds like somebody battling something, and it's just sleep.
And that's basically what a coma is. Your body's trying to fight something off, and it's directing all the resources to that. So Carrie goes on to say she had these periods where she had vivid dreams, hallucinations, and nightmares. And when patients were woken up by calling their names or shaking them, they could respond intelligently, but some of them would quickly fall back into the slumber again, oftentimes before they could answer any questions. The victims couldn't feed or clean themselves when they were in these long periods of slumber. And in the severe cases, again, they were pretty much in a coma or a coma-like state. The crazy thing is we still don't know where this thing came from. We don't understand how it works, how to really make it better, except for, the dopamine hit that did work with some people. And this could strike at any time, again, from what scientists have said.
All right. I'm taking this completely wrong. I know I am. But I get it again. If they're sick, right, with something like this, and
Right.
it's more enjoyable for them to sleep, should we be poking and prodding? Like, in other words, if this is a lifetime disease, this is never going to leave. You can't get rid of it. Then I don't know. What is the moral thing of like,
Well,
we want
you
them to
gotta-
come back, so poke and prod them, but it may not even work, and they'd be more happy the whole time, apparently, if we just leave them alone.
Right.
Yeah.
I love to sleep. I love it. But the problem is if you stay in bed for extended periods of time, your body deteriorates. It loses
atrophy.
strength
Yeah,
like
atrophy.
crazy. And even your brain function slows down.
Yeah,
So,
but atrophy is you can have people come in and wheel your legs and wheel your arms and keep
it's
your
not
body
the
in shape.
same.
Who cares about your brain? But I'm not going to walk around anyways if I'm going to sleep for the rest of my life. You know what I'm trying to say to you? I'm actually trying to take the person's perspective. In other words, I don't care.
You know
about
the
attitude.
depression that comes with that, though?
Oh,
I don't know. It sounds like this is physical. Like, this is a physical disease that you can't control. That's physically
And
making you sick, or
don't-
you need a trace of sleeping or being sick.
And the depression on top of it, it would have to come into it.
Yeah, I think you're past depression at that point. I don't even think your brain's. No, I don't think it's unique. Not you're in like fight or flight, just sleep, or it's that right there. What sounds like, and from the movie, they didn't seem depressed because in a lot of those moments, they weren't like he just said. It was a heavenly sleep. So when they were when they were sleeping, it was really nice, and then the short time that they were up fighting it is when it's bad. So
Or
I don't
like Eleanor Carey said, the worst part was when they were trying to wake her. They're doing things like trying to stand her on her head. They're throwing cold water on her. They're shaking her. That just agitated her, and there's nothing she could do about that. She couldn't say, "Hey, knock it off. Hey, let me sleep," or whatever.
that would be the worst.
That's also traumatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you think about going to sleep tonight, falling dead asleep, and someone comes and pours a bucket of water on you, ice water.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't forget that for a long. I would start padlocking my door. I'd rig booby traps. Like I ain't happening again because that would be one of the worst experiences. Like I can't even imagine waking up to a bucket of ice water. Like
That would suck.
that's evil.
Yeah.
That's worse than stabbing. I'd rather I'd rather be just stabbed, get it over with, than have someone throw a bucket of ice water on my head, because then I think I'm just in for a lifelong of cruelty. Or no, Dave?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a tough choice.
All right. Well, I mean, you got to call it down the middle, so I get that. What else you got for us, Dave?
That's all I got. It's just we still don't understand this thing, and while it hasn't happened in mass quantities, it still happens sporadically to people.
I'd really like to thank you personally for the depressing stories as of late.
I do my best, Mike.
Every week I start off trying to be happy. I even made a happy song. I came in happy, and then you tell me about this disease that I've seen De Niro in. That boy, if it's still around and we don't know what spreads it or starts it, that's just another one of those mysteries that I'd rather keep a mystery. But I know it now, Dave. I know it now. Over to you, Cyn.
Okay. I have 5, count them, 5 terrifying holiday creatures from around the world. Are you ready?
Ooh. Yes.
Mike, no.
Wait.
You can't stop me.
Oh,
What do we mean by
You can't
What
stop.
do you mean by holiday? What do we mean by holiday?
What time of year is it?
Just this holiday, Christmas?
Christmas into New Year's.
Okay,
Okay. Are you ready?
I think.
I'm so excited. Okay.
I'm not. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So we're going to start with Frau Persta and her tinsel entrails. Okay. She was once actually a goddess, Mike. Are you going to be able to get through it?
You lost me on the name. Who in God's name is scared of Frau?
Frau
Frau?
Persta.
Yeah,
Persta.
bro, please go next door. Like, please. Tinsel? Tinsel and tails.
She was once a goddess. She was once a goddess in alpine paganism, leader of the wild hunt. But now she shows up in Eastern Europe, decomposing, resembling some kind of deranged Frankensteinian goat pieced together with various severed body parts.
What?
You know, the poor freaking goat. Does he have to get drawn into all these ridiculous like beings? You know, and he had the head of a goat. It's like that's over the top.
Sounds like a Rammstein video.
Okay, here's where it really gets over the top. Are
You
you ready?
I'm sorry.
Good children have nothing to fear, of course. But she goes after the bad ones and slits open their bellies.
Yep.
Removing their organs and replacing them with pebbles and straw. So if you wake up Christmas morning and your intestines are hanging from the rafters in the tree instead of tinsel, chances are that you have been visited by Pirsta.
Another example of bad parenting. Mean. That's mean. It's mean
Okay.
parenting.
Belsnickel.
Oh. German? German.
Yes. Yes.
How did I guess that Belschnickel? The way you said it, I thought you were gonna do like a Belschnickel. It's like but
This
you know,
is
what do they call it,
he's actually one of the least scary ones. He is in southwest Germany along the Rhine River. He's a masked figure who carries a big black sack and knocks on windows or doors early, like pre-bedtime, on Christmas night.
It's called the thief. It's called the thief, Cyn. We called them robbers back in the 50s. They wore the same mask. Did he have a striped black and white shirt that looked like the guy from Burger King?
No.
McDonald's. I'm sorry, McDonald's. It was what was he? The
Hamburglar.
Hamburglar. Mm-hmm.
No, this is Belschnickel.
I prefer
I
the
really like to say that too, Belschnickel.
Belschnickel.
He apparently has toys and goodies for good children and switches for the naughty ones.
Again with the bad kids.
Yes.
It's weird how they pick on the bad kids. These horrible parents.
Okay. Zwarte Pierre. He is AKA Black Peter.
What?
He's from the Netherlands.
Oh, I heard of this one. This one's horrible. They're horrible. This is horrible people.
This is one of St. Nicholas's helpers, Mike.
Both shiznizzle, as they say in Germany and Sweden.
In the Netherlands, he is.
He's supposed to be a chimney cleaning sweep guy that ends up dressing pretty much in blackface every year.
Yes.
And every year people tell him to stop doing it.
Yes.
And they keep doing it because they keep fighting, saying, "Well, it's only supposed to be like soot."
Right.
And it's like, dude, if I went with you to like Home Depot, that would not match up with the soot color. It's just not soot. So knock it off. They keep doing it every year. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
According to lore, he originally arrived from Spain on a ship, so he can be considered pirate-like as well. And specifically, his job is to carry naughty children off in a sack after it is emptied of toys for the good children.
Huh.
These are horrible parents.
Okay, I've got two more, and I'm so excited about these, Mike. Are you ready?
No.
Mike's going to have nightmares because he's going to go to sleep and he's either going to think someone's throwing cold water on him or they're just going to throw a sack over him and drag him out of the house.
Or he's going to get stuffed with straw and rocks.
So far, the only one that bothers me is the cold water. But the other two are like, whatever, dude. Yeah, all right. I'll resign to it. But all right, Cyn.
Okay, this next one is from Wales. So Mary Lude, and I'm really not sure exactly how to pronounce that one. She is the traveling holiday horse skull. This is Welsh tradition. It's a wassailing tradition, you know, like Christmas carols where you go door to door singing, and they let you in sometimes for cider or something. Well, this traveling holiday horse is in a group of men, some dressed up as women, and they go door to door trying to get into these houses, and some of them, of course, are let in. This horse skull, it starts from New Year's Eve. No, it starts. Hang on. It goes from Christmas Eve, I believe, until New Year's Eve. Yes.
I think we all want to know. So we understand they carry a horse head around. It's like a Christmas type tradition or whatever we want to call it. And then, like carolers, they come to the door. They want like cider or something like that. Maybe a muffin if you're feeling like generous. And then and you say let them in. I get a different feeling about letting the carolers in as opposed to the guys with the horse heads. And you never told us what they do once they come in.
Well, because you stopped me.
Oh, well, that's the first thing I wanted to know. I'm sorry. What do they do when they come in my house?
Okay. Well, traditionally, here's the ceremony, right? So, horse skull mounted on a pole held by a live puppeteer who has a draped white cloth to hide his body. The horse travels door to door, trick or treat fashion, but in order to prevent it from coming into your house, you have to outwit it with rhymes.
It's like a rap battle.
Yes. In other words, the ceremony encompassed a sort of pagan era poetry slam contest. Mike, is that not great?
It's the worst thing I've ever heard. It's incorporating everything that I really despise about life. Like if a horse head guy wearing like bedcloths behind him asks me to rap or he's coming in, I'd probably rap if I'm being honest. But I'd want to take a baseball bat and smash the horse head to pieces.
Oh,
Dave,
no.
Dave, how would you feel if the horse head wants to come in your house unless you drop a funky beat?
I would grab the nearest piece of fruitcake and hurl it at the thing.
Yeah, hit him with
Like
holiday.
hitting it with a brick.
Yeah, holiday food. It's a good idea. Yeah. Mandy, would you rap or let him in?
I'm rapping. I'm not just letting anybody in.
I'm not saying another word, Dave, before she drops some sort of like beat and freestyles on us because we didn't have any idea. And then we're like, what the Cyn, you're going to let them in? You're going to rap?
I'm gonna let him in because the horse was frequently accompanied by merrymakers and singers. Their intention is holiday cheer rather than home invasion. Ceremony was and still is meant to symbolize rebirth and the triumph of life over death. So it was celebrated in ancient times as like a festival of light in the darkest of times. And so that's where that came from.
So all that stuff they just said is represented by a horse head.
Yep.
Skull.
Yep.
Skull of a horse head.
Yeah.
Not
And
even like a horse head.
some of the ones that carry it around, I mean, because it's all over the place. Some of the people have the skull actually buried for the year. And then for this ceremony, they'll go dig this skull up, take it around, do the rounds with it, and then bury it again for the next year.
Those are the guys on the 40 because that's unnecessary back work. There's no need to bury that. Dave, would you really bury it or just throw it in the shed and claim you buried it?
Probably throw it in the shed and claim that I'd bury it in the shed.
There you go. There's some truth for you.
Yeah.
No. Cyn, is that it? Is that the last?
No, I have one more. One more. This one comes from Catalonia, Spain. Are you ready?
Yep.
Cagatillo.
Cagatillo.
It's a festive holiday poop log.
A what log? Did you say poop log?
Poop log.
Oh. Well, it sounded like you said.
I'm just applauding if anyone can hear me. You know what? Because she said something like hoop log, and I immediately thought what Mandy said. Didn't even have the time to say it though, because it was out of Mandy's mouth. She just had to say it really fast, and that's pretty damn incredible. That's the fastest you've ever responded to any answer, any question asked you so far on this show.
Is it Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo?
It's similar. It is similar.
Everybody.
It may have been. It actually says that Mr. Hanky may have been partially based on Tío de Nado or Caca Tío.
So this is a poop thing.
Yes. Yes. So in Catalonia, this it goes from throughout the Christmas season. He isn't, however, real poop. Okay.
Oh, thank God. Thank God for that.
It's an actual log that's supposed to represent it. And he's described as a hollow log with stick legs, a smiley face, and a floppy red hat. The log's yearly merrymaking begins on December 8th. That's Friday. That's Friday. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of time to go out and find a log.
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's when the Feast of the Immaculate Conception kicks off. Every day, December 24th, children feed the log by offering him assortments of goodies, candy, dried fruits, nuts. They swaddle him in blankets to ensure he stays warm. On Christmas Eve, the game is over, and the log has to deliver. Kids beat him with sticks while singing Christmas carols.
All right.
Afterward, they lift the log's blanket and discover that he's pooped out a dazzling wealth of candy and gifts. His purpose is served, and he gets thrown into the fire and burned.
Oh my God. All right. Where did I start? First off, if I'm the guy making this stick for the box, I'm gonna put like a Snickers on it and microwave it, and I'm gonna give them a real stick, a disgusting stick for them. And then on top of that, I would have the kids throw corn. Dave, you see where I'm going with this? Not corn on the cob, Dave, but actually hands of corn. And then this is all going with this horrible joke that Cyn used, not her joke, but pooped out. Like, I'm just staying on that theme with horrible jokes. To be pooped out, like the stick, which represents poop for Christmas, because that makes sense. So far, that links completely perfectly. The stick that represents poop for Christmas poops out gifts for all the boys and girls. Like,
Spanish. This is Spanish.
it doesn't matter. It could be Egyptian, and I would say that it's still kind of stupid. Like,
Well, yeah.
but
I was so excited when I found this for you.
I know, it is perfect for representing all these other non-Santa Claus entities that people will go to extreme lengths to create because they're just jealous of the one Saint Nick that there is. I mean, there only is Santa Claus. I don't know if you guys are with that, but that's how it goes. But I don't know which one was the scariest, if I'm being honest. Because to be quite honest, passing the stick around is weird. The horse head seems more fun. Like there might be more beers, more enjoyment. Which one did you dislike the most, Cyn?
Dislike the most?
Yeah.
Probably Frau Persta with the cutting open the bellies and yeah.
A little overkill for you? That was a little overkill
Yeah.
for the kids?
Yeah.
All right. What was your favorite?
I don't know.
Take the poop stick. Just take the poop stick.
I'm going to have to go with the horse.
All right. All right. Mandy, it's coming your way right now, so good luck following the horse head and the poop stick.
Oh boy. All right. Oh, God. All right. So I decided I wanted to look up some of the celebrities who claim to have some type of encounter with ghosts. Okay. One is Kate Hudson. Hudson has seen ghosts plenty of times. The actress revealed in the extra DVD clip from her 2005 horror movie, The Skeleton Key, I've seen a ghost of a woman with no face, and that was really creepy. Another time was my grandmother came to me and when I woke up, I felt amazing that she was around me.
She said this while promoting a horror movie that she made.
She ended up doing I don't know if you've seen that show, The Skeleton Key, but
Who was she married to?
Wasn't she married to the singer from the Black Crows?
Was she?
I don't know.
Is this the daughter of Whoopi Goldberg? Who are
No.
we talking about?
Goldie Hawn's daughter.
I mean, Goldie Hawn. That's who I meant. Whoopi Goldberg, Goldie Hawn. You see how I just had that brain? My bad. Goldie Hawn. I got the gold in there.
Have you guys seen the show Skeleton Key, the movie?
I've seen a movie, The Skeleton Key, but it's not the same, right?
I think this one. No, it would have been. It was a movie based on like a haunted house, and she played in it. And
I saw it in the Rock movie where she was Penny Lane.
That was good.
I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It's a goddamn good movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. So
famous.
She has one of the prettiest moms and one of the best looking, most macho guys you're going to find for a dad in Kurt Russell. I mean, Big Trouble in Little China is my shit. All right, go ahead, Mandy. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kate Hudson was married to Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
That was a good choice on her part.
So the next one is Taylor Mumson. Mumson has seen a photographic proof that ghosts are real. My mom grew up in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, and her next door neighbor died. She was wealthy and her belongings got put in a museum. She told people, so I went ghost hunting and took pictures and talked to her and all of this stuff. And there are actually 2 images that I took. One of a hand on a typewriter and one on her entire body in a window.
Who is this?
That one is Taylor Mumson.
Who is that?
She's one of the celebrities. I've heard the name before, but I'm not for sure what she starred in.
Dave's looking up stuff this whole time. Is there any coincidence, though, Cyn, that they happen to live at Devil's Lake?
You think? Maybe.
I get weirded out when I hear stories, paranormal stories, and they come from, again, towns and cities called Devil's Lake, Satan's city. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Like, of course, stuff happened there. But
She was an American singer, songwriter, model, and former child actress who played Cindy Lou Who in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
See?
Okay.
that's a celebrity, though, huh?
Oh, she's the singer from The Pretty Reckless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know who. Mandy? Don't know.
The next one is Cher.
Oh, well, yeah.
Cher thinks her late husband, Sonny, who died in 1998, is haunting her still to this day. I love ghosts. I actually think that Sonny makes a light go on, she said. I have a beautiful chandelier that he makes the light go on, and when it is impossible. There is no power on. I love ghosts. I prefer ghosts to some people.
That's the smartest thing I've heard her say.
No. But I would have went, oh, you Cher. Fuck you. Give me a break with that horrible story right there. She's one of the most. Sonny doesn't want to visit her. Sonny's doing something else. Sonny was funny. That's a funny guy. Sonny was in that TV show they had where she just like would lick her lips or whatever it is that she does, like LL Cool J. Sonny was the funny one. Cher was never even funny. And then that video she did on a
Navy ship.
Big ship where she's wearing pretty much. It's like when me and Dave go to the beach. Dave is a little European, so it gets a little. I don't want to say it, but I want to say it. That's kind of the outfit of what she was wearing, is what I'm saying. And I don't believe anything Cher says at all.
Well, so this next one, God, brace
Wait,
yourself.
if I were Sonny, I would wait till she got out of the shower and the mirror was all steamed up, and I would write, "I got you, babe," on that. That's how I would haunt her.
That's a good one, Dave. That's actually really good. That's really good. Yeah, I got you, babe. I got.
Oh boy, this one here. Whew.
All right.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Reliable source of information.
Yeah. Oh Lord, wait till he hears it. You guys wait till he hears it.
Wasn't she actually married to a dead person?
Pretty much.
Well,
She said, okay, the late Anna Nicole Smith reportedly hooked up with a ghost in 2004. A ghost would crawl up my leg and have sex
Oh, no.
in my apartment a long time ago in Texas. I used to think it was my boyfriend, and one day I woke up and it wasn't. It was like a spirit, and it woo. It says, and I'm just reading what this says. And then it said something about a ghost flying from her bed sheets, and it went up. I was freaked out. But then I was like, well, you know what? He's never hurt me. So it just gave me never gave me any problems. After the interviewer claimed it could have just been a dream, she denied the allegation, saying it was not a dream because it was happening every night. I told my boyfriend, and he didn't believe me, of course. Men. That was like a tongue twister trying to read that.
She's not only stupid, rest in peace, but that's a bad role model right there. Like, so because it wasn't hurting you, let the ghost go at it. Let you know what he's gonna do, what he's gonna do. And then the thing is, none of us are shocked that she would sleep with a ghost again by her last husband. I might pick the ghost.
Yeah, didn't she marry the crypt keeper?
I have no idea.
Oh, she married somebody so old he would cough dust. He looked like he was just gonna his last breath was imminent at all times. That's the type of person. You ever see somebody that old? You want to lay down for them. That's what I mean by old. Like all those things I mentioned earlier.
Maybe she had some neurological damage from encephalitis lethargica.
Now we're getting somewhere. Finally.
Yeah.
Mandy, anything about that encephalitis, whatever it was?
No, but I do have one more. This is Lisa Rina.
Yeah.
Rena, sorry. I did not grow up in a house where there were spirits or I felt spirits, but I have always believed in the paranormal and the spirit world. The actress and Real Housewife of Beverly Hills recounts an episode of celebrity ghost stories. But whenever she went into her bathroom, she felt a breeze go around like someone walked by and there was nobody there. One night, it was about 3:00 in the morning, and we had the baby monitor on, and we hear giggling. Then it went silent. I opened the door. We have to watch the full episode.
He doesn't tell you?
Did
you just read something and leave us on a cliffhanger?
I did because after they write all this, it's saying there's an episode of this. It shows you like that celebrity ghost story.
No, I'm with Jonathan Keyworth.
Yeah, right. Give me a break.
And Mandy, you lost me as soon as you said Real Housewives of whatever. Screw those people.
Yeah, that is an awful show that does nothing good for anybody really involved. But hey, it makes money. What are you gonna do, right? Real House. They should do.
I
don't
watch that. No.
But you guys watch. So then, who's watching all these shows? That's what I always hear these shows, Dave. Right? And I always hear people say, "I don't watch that. No one watches it." But somebody.
You guys ever watch the celebrity ghost stories? There were some interesting people on there that had weird encounters.
Do you trust regular people or celebrities more? Seriously.
Well, it just depends on who the celebrity is, but I'd probably trust regular people more.
Yep.
And depending on who the celebrity is.
Yeah, we go batty to sane, but like it's all a level playing field as far as like they're all sane people. Cyn, a celebrity or a regular person?
Regular.
Dave?
Regular person.
And why do we all say regular people instead of celebrities?
Because celebrities act for a living.
They're full of shit. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah, you wonder sometimes because again, like a lot of these came out. I'm willing to bet you during like press junkets for like their movie. That's a horror movie. You know what I'm
Or
trying to say? Like,
during cocaine binges and drugs are bad and good.
well, Anna Nicole Smith, that one right there. I was waiting for like, and then I asked her if I could take a hit, and then I asked her more questions because she sounded like she was just out there, dude. She's like, you know what I mean? Like you let it come up. She's basically saying it visits her once a night, and she's okay with it because it doesn't hurt her. But she is surprised.
I have been told, Mandy, you might have heard this too, that some people prefer ghost lovers instead of real people.
I've heard this. I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a man tell me that he's been in a relationship with a succubus for years.
Wow.
I'm gonna quote the guy from Ancient Aliens. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Someone's getting probed.
I'm actually, no offense, I'm more on the prostitutes. Like that's what I think we're talking about. They disappear. He likes that relationship better. Prostitutes. You don't have to go all the way to ghosts.
Yeah, but some people do.
Be a man. Go find a prostitute. I don't mean that. I'm just saying, do what you want to do, right, Dave? It's one of those worlds. It's free.
We'll take them to Oneyville.
You know what? My first introduction ever was to a prostitute. Not that anybody wants to know, but I'll tell you anyways. I didn't know that their tagline was. I didn't know that the tagline to pick up a prostitute till I heard it come from one of my friends' mouth was, "You working? You working?" Did you know that? Did you guys even know they ever hear that? I heard, "You working?" Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck's going on now? I'm sorry. What is going on now? And then I went to Atlantic City. I've told you guys this, where the whole foyer was prostitutes. And it was like, keep your head down and walk right to the elevator because they would grab your shirt and try to turn you. I mean, they were like, it was almost like the West Side Story of prostitutes. Yeah.
I went to a wedding in Vegas, and I'm walking back to the hotel, and I'm in my suit and stuff. And I'm going through the Excalibur, which is the giant castle, and I get to like the bridge, and there's this girl standing there. It's kind of fairy tale like.
Maiden.
So she smiles at me. I've had a few drinks. I smile at her. She's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Fine. How are you?" She's like, "You going back to your room?" I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "You want some company?" And I just busted out laughing because I knew. And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh." And I'm like, "You're really beautiful, but you really shouldn't be doing this to yourself." And I just kept walking.
You wouldn't try to, like, really? That's all you did? You're not that nice of a person where you just like let her off the hook with that?
It was hilarious to me.
You are that nice of a person. Cyn, he is that nice. He's that nice of a person.
He is that nice of a person.
I would have been like, how much? And then I would have, whatever she said, I would have came back with a much lower number. And then that would just be funny to me. That's funny to me.
You would
have haggled.
My wife was pissed at me because I went, and if you go to Vegas, there's all these guys on the street corners, and they go like this. They go, and they try to pass you a little, I call them stripper trading cards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a guy's picture and a phone number.
Yeah, I have a couple.
And one day, just for kicks, I walked up and down the strip, and I tried to get as many as I possibly could as a joke, and I must have had a stack like this. And at one point, one of the guys recognizes me, and he's like, "I get you a girl right now. You want a girl?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just collecting the cards, buddy."
Dave, what's so crazy is, right here behind me, right? That's all me on stage with Rickles when I went to my bachelor party in Vegas. Now, I was so drunk, I started collecting those. And the running joke I had for a couple of years was I kept a bunch in my suit jacket. So whenever we were at like a wake or someplace depressing, I'd pass out the stripper cards from Vegas to bust everybody's balls, like trying to keep them. Because I always kept them on me. I had so many. He's not lying. You could get like the whole Topps collection of Vegas prostitutes. It's the whole box. There's like every single one is there. And I got to be honest, the one thing I keep saying prostitutes, which is kind of weird, but I can't believe there's that many. No, I'm shocked. I was shocked. I was shocked. How many cards can you have? You know? I had a rookie card of one girl, but I don't know if she's still there. If it's worth anything, I should probably go back. All right, I'm.
You
way
can
off.
go up to those guys and be like, "Hey, have you seen this girl?"
Yeah, she's still playing. Still in the game. This one right here.
She's a grandma now. She's a grandma.
Dude, if they were working when I was there, they're either dead or they, you know what I mean? Like they don't have cards. They might have like the old black and white. Pull the thing in the.
Do you remember? You remember Dice Clay?
Yeah, of course.
Her uterus.
Why I remember Dice Clay? I'm Italian.
Her uterus fell out.
What's that?
Her uterus fell out.
Her uterus. Dude, I learned every single one of those rhymes on HBO and went to school the next day to tell them. It was a big deal for us around here. My dad took me to see him live. The Dice Man Cometh.
Love the guy. Love
I
him.
know he's hilarious.
Yep.
If you ever want to really listen to him, though, he's got a CD called "The Day the Laughter Died." I think it's called, and I think Rick Rubin produces it. He's in a bar just bombing, and there's something beautiful about it because that character is so abrasive and so one way that it's like if you put it in a position where it's going to bomb, it's going to steamroll the room for like a good hour, and it's going to be fun if you can get past the uncomfortableness of the beginning and understand what's going on in the room and really start to figure out like he's really hating these people. It gets to be good, so it's a really good CD. Mandy, I'm sorry. Anything else?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, what was the movie he played in? I remember seeing him in a movie.
Ford Fairlane was his first vehicle. He was alone. He was in Ford Fairlane by himself. He first was in Casual Sex. He had a small part. Then he was in Ford Fairlane. And then later he's done stuff with, I don't know, Larry Davis, stuff like that. He did one where he was the dad with the glasses. I forget. But I'm a big Dice fan. Dice is he's funny to me. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't like Sam Kinison, but I like Dice.
I like Sam, but not as much as Dice.
Yeah. I don't know. Mandy, anything you'd like to plug before we go?
No, that's it.
No, I mean like things that you got going on, stuff like that, to wrap it up.
Well, I have a lot going to be coming up. If you're into watching live paranormal investigations, you can go follow Ghost Sisters over on Ghost Sisters, and we're on all social media.
You're getting tired on me, Mandy. Cyn, anything you want to say to wrap it up?
Yeah, books are on Amazon. Cyn Shrader Hill Author. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me at Gmail. Cyn Shrader Hill Author at gmail.com. TikTok, all of the above. Elk Valley Paranormal. I'm there.
Okay. Dave?
If a guy comes to your house with a horse skull and you got people like caroling and stuff and they want cider, I would give it to them in an Atkins tumbler. Because while it keeps the cold, it keeps the hot.
What else would you want from a tumbler?
Exactly.
Wow.
Mike,
right? And then they would be happy and they wouldn't like ransack my house or anything because they'd have some hot cider to continue going on to other
That's amazing product placement.
Yes.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Mandy, I'm sorry.
I got a paranormal hangover.
Yeah. You over paranormal, if that's even a word.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that happens.
Please like and subscribe, you guys. Please like and subscribe.
And comment.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you're watching. So here's the thing about the comments, right? So some people like John, JK, they comment, right? Whatever, they know us, and then some people are a little timid to comment because sometimes we'll make fun of it if it's stupid.
Them?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because if it's really stupid, it's just fair. It's fair. If it's good, it's good. If it's stupid, it's stupid. I mean, and then again, who cares about our opinions? Who are we to talk? Who are we? I don't know. I don't even know you guys. That was a good show. Tomorrow night we have legit paranormal clips and the Mothman cometh. Oh, tomorrow on clips we'll have Rick, the Sarahs. Apparently, I have 2 Sarahs tomorrow, and we have the Mothman. Now, if you haven't seen the video of the Mothman performing, it's phenomenal.
You got to see it.
It's one of those things where it took me 2 times to watch it to even like get my head around it, and then I enjoyed it. And I can't wait to surprise Mothman with the remix I did of the Mothman song.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
I remixed it. Yeah, I gave it a little like rap beat, and then
nice.
it's not the same song, but I can't wait to be told it's junk by the Mothman. Like that's in a weird way. I want to be told that's just you're taking away from the original meaning of the. I want that more so than I think I want. Oh, that was a good song. If that makes sense. Anybody else? No. We're all tied. So for the machine, Mandy, for Cyn Shrader Hill, author, for Dreamy David Barr, it is me, Michael B. King, Mike L. This was Legit Paranormal News, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Into the Legit Darkness will be coming back soon. Rini, we miss you. Hope things get better and things go good. That is all tonight. See you tomorrow night on Legit Paranormal Clips, which will be followed by Legit